Welcome back to the channel. I got my coffee, got my It the Clown mug, got some wild card prediction and breakdowns. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna start with the Broncos and the Bills. There's a lot of great action, I think, this weekend. I think it's a lot of fresh matchups, which I think are gonna make this a very exciting postseason. It'll be better if my Falcons was in it, but hey, who knows? But Broncos and Bills, I think of all the games this weekend, Broncos winning will be the biggest upset this weekend. Bo Nixon, a rookie quarterback, and Josh Allen, the MVP candidate. I think if the Broncos have a chance, this game will come down to coaching. Super Bowl winner Sean Payton, head coach of Drew Brees, Sean Payton, got to find a way to make Josh Allen life not so easy and Bo Nix life a little easier. The game is in Buffalo. On top of that, the Broncos had go through a tough division with the Chiefs being in their division. Like, winning your division at a chance. So you got to face facts a long time ago that the postseason going to consist of you being on the road the whole time. And you're playing with house money. You're playing with house money. Never has a rookie quarterback went to or won a Super Bowl. So no one expecting that of you anyway. You're playing with house money. We have a big four in quarterbacks. With Burrow, Lamar, Allen, and Mahomes. Burrow not in the postseason, unfortunately. So that three, a lot of people is thinking that the conference championship will come down to 2 of the 3. Whether it's the Ravens versus Chiefs, Ravens versus Bills, or Bills versus Chiefs, or Bills versus Ravens. And if Josh Allen don't get stuck out right there in the wild card, that's going to shake the NFL world majorly. Now, my prediction for that game, I'm going to go with the favorites there. I'm going to go with the Bills. I think the Bills are handle business there. I just don't see where they don't. And if they don't, man, that's a story on Josh Allen. They can build a story. But the next game we got to look at is we got the Steelers and Ravens. I thought the Steelers and Ravens, Jesus, we sick of seeing them already. I get they're in the same division. They play twice a year. We got seen them play recent where it wasn't close. The Steelers have been sliding. They lost to the Bengals. Russell Wilson ain't playing so good. And to his defense, his receivers didn't make it much easier last game. Picking in particular with the drop passes. I'm going again with Baltimore. Steelers almost playing with house money. And the reason why the Steelers ain't playing with house money is because they do have a former Super Bowl champion in Russell Wilson. Because they do have one of the winningest coaches ever in Mike Tomlin. So that gives them more of a credibility of winning this game than it gives the Broncos. But the Ravens are still heavily the favorite. Not only they have Lamar Jackson, two-time MVP winner, most likely will win it this year, should win it this year, and who is one of the top 3 elite quarterbacks in the league. They're at home. They won their division. And we talk about the Steelers. The Steelers, they sliding. The Ravens would have gone there and handled business. And again, they're going to come down to coaching. But this coaching matchup, I think, is more closer with Mike Tomlin than, Harbaugh. And it's gonna be a battle on every end of that, from the offensive line to both teams and defensive lines to the head coaches to the quarterbacks. I want to say, man, that first game with the Ravens and Steelers, it's like it was going to be a dog fight. Russell had to play where he didn't slide and got folded running towards the end zone and fumbled the football. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Going 2 for 2 on the home teams in these predictions so far. But I think coaching is something to really watch this week. Speaking of coaching, we're going to get to that number 1 seed Lions at some point, going to the divisional round, because they got the first round bye. And we talk about coaching, we talk about Dan Campbell and the decisions he's making and what decision he can make that will let the Lions in the Super Bowl compared to last year, where they should have been in the Super Bowl, but some question his decision making being, the key reason why they wasn't. Another game we got this week, Eagles and Packers. Now, we talk about the elite quarterbacks in the league. I told you the big 4, Burrow, Lamar, Allen, Mahomes. One thing they all got in common, they in the AOC. Give me a second, let me drink coffee. They all in the AOC. So, the NFC quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts are respected But the common person looked past them to that 4 I just said over there. And Jordan Love won a playoff game last year. I think the Packers had a real good run in the postseason. They couldn't win the conference championship. I think they had the Lions on the ropes. And the Eagles just removed from the Super Bowl a couple years ago. I think it's the chance for Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love to push themselves further in that discussion of elite quarterbacks. I know Jalen Hurts, a lot of his credit going to get thrown towards Saquon Barkley way. But there'll be another chance that Jalen Hurts get to take a deep run for the Eagles in the postseason. I'm going with the home team again. I'm going with the Eagles on the Packers. I think this game is going to maybe the closest of the weekend. I know the Packers main job going to be trying to slow down Saquon, 2,000-yard rusher. But I think it'll be a very close game. And I think Jalen Hurts won't lose the Eagles this game. He could easily come out with 185 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. But my fear is more of Jordan Love, as good as he is, possibly being more able to lose the Packers this game. So that's my concern. Texans and Chargers, for some reason, feel like a legacy game already for these quarterbacks. Justin Herbert and C.J. Stroud. All just in his second year. It's not a legacy game. It's not a trip on that. But he did not play that hot going to the postseason this year. And he won a playoff game his rookie year. If he can win another playoff game this year, or he could show that he could consistently win the playoffs. More and more as we going on with these quarterbacks, showing that you can win the postseason early is starting to become a more talked about thing. You know, I'm a Falcons fan. I remember how long Matt Ryan went before his first playoff win. And Lamar Jackson was going without his first playoff win. It becomes such a discussion. You get out the way in the first year, it can't be the glass ceiling for you. Win 2 next year. Get your team to the conference championship maybe the next year. So for CJ, who already has been talked about in the light of his second season not looking so good, this is his chance to get back to form and showing that he's going to be one of the upper echelon quarterbacks in the future. And that's same with Justin Herbert. So for this guy, I'm gonna go for Texas. Is that my? That's the home team again. I'm gonna go with the Texans in this one. I just feel like it's much. It's just. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Texans. I'm gonna stay with Texans this week. So I'm going 4 for 4 on the home teams. That's not intentional. All right. Rams and Vikings. That's going to be my first away team. I'm going for the Vikings. But the Vikings been able to pull off for Josh Donald this year, and I don't want to kill too much credit to the Vikings per se for that. No diss to them because it don't happen without them. The organization seeing something to Sam Donald, the coaches, and the right way they using him, and so that's all shout out to the Vikings. But I don't think this expectation was nowhere near them. The Lions look like a juggernaut in this division and in the NFL. So a lot of other teams in the division should go through some rebuilds. Try to hopefully that at one point the Lions lose some pieces and they can contend. And when the Lions supposed to be able to just cruise like teams like the Chiefs able to do in their division, they wasn't able to this year because Sam Darnold has delivered. You know, he's earned his money. The Vikings should pay him, and the Vikings I think they could beat the Lions. I know that they just got blown out by the Lions to win the division and to win the conference of the regular season just ended. It's a divisional game. No guys go like that often. But the Vikings is going to be a problem, I think, this postseason. And if you're a lot of teams in the NFC that not looking for, I don't want to say upset because the Vikings won 14 games, but if you're not looking for a Sam Darnold Viking team to go deep in the playoffs and upset some of you, you got to get the Vikings out a lot early. And I don't think the Rams are going to be the team to do it. And I can see the Vikings being the NFC Championship game this year. That's not my prediction. But I definitely got them winning the wild card game against the Rams. And finally, we got the Buccaneers and the Commanders. Let me put my biases to the side. As a Falcon fan, when it comes to the Buccaneers, let me sip my coffee. Get my biases out the way. Again, the rookie quarterback and Jalen Daniels have looked fantastic. Both of these teams beat my Falcons to end off the regular season, killing their playoff hopes. The Bucs. We didn't play the Bucs. We just played the Panthers in the last game. We actually swept the Bucs. and they still won the division. That shows how resilient they are as the Falcons fought off war with Kirk at the same time. But the Bucs are a resilient team. Tom Brady retired, and a lot went away with him, and the Bucs went through a rebuild. They went and got Baker Mayfield. It's like he was dwindling around the NFL at the moment. And Baker's a good quarterback. Sometimes he get turnover happy, but he's a good quarterback. And I want to take the Commanders, but I can't take the Commanders. I'm going with the home team again here because this reminds me of last season. Last season, the Buccaneers won the NFC South. They didn't win too many games. They didn't look like one of the best teams in the NFC. They didn't look nothing like that. They like one of the teams that stuck in because they had a weak division, which it was. And because of that, they got to host a home game. And defending NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, went there. And the Buccaneers put them out. In the Eagles division, you got the Commanders, who's going to Tampa Bay, just like the Eagles did last year. It mirrors last year's playoff game with the Bucs and Eagles too well, and I think it's going to end the same way. So yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Buccaneers for that win. I wouldn't be mad if I'm wrong on that prediction from a divisional rival standpoint, but yeah, them, the Bills, the Ravens, the Texans, the Eagles, and the Vikings are my pick for wild card weekend. I'm going to do a divisional round prediction. And I'm going to do a video to break down the MVP race and who I think the overall MVP should be this season. But no, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to talk about it now. With me, with the MVP, we go statistics straight down the board. We know who it favors heavy. It favors Lamar. But a lot of things factor into the MVP because my boy Joe Burrow is not in discussion because the Bengals not in the playoffs. But he led the pass yards, passing touchdowns. And then we go past that, so looking at who's on who team. Who do Josh Allen got? Who do Burrow got? Who do Lamar got? We start looking at coaches, the vision. And Lamar has this unfortunate handicap that because he won the MVP twice, they're going to up the bar of what he needs to do to get it again, which I don't like that strategy of a guy's word of the MVP, regardless of if it's not even better than the last time he won it, you still give him the MVP. Yes, he had Derrick Henry. I know when you got a guy like Derrick Henry, it may make more passing lanes available for you. Play action and bootleg scrambles that you could do already with Lamar Jackson's speed become more available because teams are going to prepare more for Derrick Henry, and Josh Allen don't have that. Lamar does have a tougher division right there. Steelers team was contending all year. Joe Burrow won. The Bengals won their last 5 games. The Patriots, Dolphins, and Jets is not a contender at all. The Bills ready to wrap that division up quickly. So Josh Allen didn't have that level of competition over there when it comes to that. So it's a lot that goes into that MVP discussion. You know, I hate that Saquon just get spoke about running for 2,000 yards. I think he would have had more of a chance if he broke Eric Dickerson's record, but he didn't get to play in the last game of the season. So, and we just hit the quarterbacks get it every year. So my answer about the MVP, I don't give a fuck. You're going to give it to a quarterback, give it to one of them. The MVP don't never fucking win the Super Bowl anyway. If you're a fan of either team or either guy, you want to see either guy be successful, you damn sure want them to have the MVP. Shoot, I remember 2016 celebrating Matt Ryan MVP, and then we know what happened after that one, 28-3. Who gives a shit? Give it to one of them. And then tell them to go win the Super Bowl to add to their hard war. I don't care. The MVP discussion to me is such a mute point at this point. It become a quarterback award. I'll look more for Offensive Player of the Year award. And that's why I know the MVP is a joke. Because if I'm the guy's the MVP, he's the most valuable player in the league. We're saying he was the best player in the league that year. And it's going to be a quarterback most times. How does another player, like a receiver or a running back, win Offensive Player of the Year? That's like me entering a hamburger competition, and they say best patty goes to me, best bun go to me, best ketchup go to me, best mustard was mine, the best pickles was mine, the best sesame seed, the best everything. But they get to the best burger category, they give it to somebody else. How can I have all the best things that makes up a burger, but this guy has a better burger? That makes no sense. So Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen as a quarterback will win the MVP, and then Saquon Barkley will win Offensive Player of the Year. Wait, is a quarterback not an offensive player? So that's how I know that it's just a quarterback award. So who gives a shit? I care more about Offensive Player of the Year. To me, that normally dictates who should have been the MVP, but they don't touch the football every possession like a quarterback does. So the quarterback gets the MVP in the end. So the answer to me, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, or who should be the MVP, is I don't give a fuck. Wild card weekend. Let me know your predictions, who you got, what you disagree with anything I said when it comes to how these games are going to play out, and I'll see you guys next video.